So I was 17 years old when I became addicted to prescription painkillers. After an injury, they were given to me, and I really quickly became addicted to them after already having been abusing some other medications that I had. I had just started college at the time, and it was just a really challenging phase of life where a lot of things were changing, and I felt really alone, really scared, really unsure of what was next in life, and just dealing with a lot of hurt from the past. The pills were kind of my escape from that reality. This was the first time that, I'm out on my own and I get to decide like the course of my life and where things go. I felt kind of this pressure to have it all together, just kind of put on my best face and only let people see the things that I wanted people to see versus, oh yeah, like I'm really struggling with this and I need help. Because I was pretending like everything was fine, people thought everything was fine, and so nobody knew that I was struggling with loneliness and depression. Nobody knew how to help me because I never let them know that I needed help or how to help me. At some point, I started to realize where my life was headed if I continued down this path, and I didn't want that for myself. I wanted better. I didn't want to be stuck where I was. But I knew that if I continued to just keep this all to myself, that things weren't going to get any better. Things were really just going to get worse. I connected with some people in the college ministry and just asked them to stand alongside me as I tried to kick this addiction. It wasn't very many people, maybe 2 people knew about it at the time. But that was all that I needed. And as soon as I shared that burden, it became lighter. It was no longer just about me and what I wanted for myself, but what these other people knew was good for me and good for my life and knew what God wanted for me. Even after I was in recovery for about a year, there was still a very limited group of people that knew about what I had been through, and it was something that I was ashamed of, and I didn't want people to know that that was a part of my story, or that I still struggled with it, because it had been a year since all of that had gone down. I started to fall back into those same sort of thought patterns of depression and loneliness and isolation, and started kind of spiraling back down to where I was before. At that point, it became even more important for me to share what was going on with even more people. When I joined a recovery group, there were all of these people around me that, had been through the same things that I had been through. And so they understood the process of recovery. When I was feeling at my lowest points, they were there just to encourage me. They pushed me not to fall back into those old habits, and they pushed me to keep being the best version of myself that I could be. Because as much as I've come to terms with the fact that addiction and recovery is part of my story, there's still a part of me that doesn't want people to know that doesn't want people to know like, oh, like she struggles, she's messed up, like she has issues too. But telling my story doesn't just help others, it helps me, because it helps me remember where I was and where God has brought me to now, and it helps me to look forward to where God is bringing me in the future.